In the 1985 Girls Class L tournament, Lyman Hall started out with an 89-48 win over Bristol Eastern as senior captain Marcy Zajac led the squad with 28 points. The following week, a young Killingly squad came in, led by Tracy List, but Lyman Hall put them away also by the score of 86-60. Liz Verna was the big girl that game, scoring 25 points. And tonight from Cheshire High School, Wallingford Public Library presents Lyman Hall High School girls basketball. Tonight, the Trojans of Lyman Hall High School take on the Panthers of Platt High School in a CIAC Class L quarterfinal game. My name is Joe Kotsky. I'll be doing play-by-play. Tonight I'm joined by color commentary man Rick Walker for tonight's game, Lyman Hall against Platt. If Lyman Hall wins tonight, they'll set a school record, tie a school record actually, with their 23rd win of the year, but Platt will be no pushover.
Hi, Joe. How are you? Yes, Platt is a very good squad this year, coming in with a 17-5 ledger. Their toughest game so far will be tonight in the tournament. In the first round, Platt beat St. Bernard's, and in the second round, they beat East Lyme by 22 points. The Platt Panthers are a fine young squad, and proof to that is they lost to Southington earlier in the season by only 1 point. Southington, of course, is the #1 ranked team in the state.
That's right, Rick. Southington also did take Lyman Hall in the Christmas tournament. Right now, we are getting prepared to announce the starting lineups for tonight's Class L quarterfinal contest. Winner of this contest will move on to the Final Four semifinals. We'll talk about those pairings a bit later on. As Rick mentioned, Platt is quite a young squad. They have 4 juniors and only 1 senior starting. Lyman Hall, it's being announced, is the home team by virtue of their #2 ranking. Platt is ranked #6. As Rick mentioned, a couple convincing wins in the tournament. Lyman Hall coming into this game, we mentioned, with a record of 22-2. Coach for Lyman Hall, Nicky Konomopoulos, who gained his 200th career victory a couple weeks ago in the tournament game against Shelton. And for Platt High School, which is located in Meriden, their coach in his 4th year is Tom Johnson. He is assisted by Gervais Barger. Platt plays in the Central Connecticut Conference Southern Division, the new division that was combined this year from the old CCIL. Officials for tonight's game are Ray Gulatowski and Ed Crowley. Lyman Hall, the other games they've had a big height advantage, but tonight, as you'll see when we announce the lineups, Platt matches up a little bit better than some of the other teams Lyman Hall's played against thus far. As we're now preparing to look at the starting lineups for tonight, Marcy Zajac being announced, #10. She's the squad's leading scorer, scored a 1,000-point chance of closing in on the all-time girls record of Joyce Rivers. For Platt High School, #10, a 5'7" junior guard, Tina Gagne. She averages 14 points in the last game against East Lyme. She led the squad with 22 points. Now for Lyman Hall, starting center, 6 feet 2 inches tall, a junior, Darlene Gessert. Gessert had a big game in the first round against Bristol Eastern. Second game cooled off a little against Killingly. For Platt, #15, a 5'9" junior forward, Ann Rivers. She averages 8 rebounds per game. For Lyman Hall, the other frontline player, #21, captain Liz Verna. She's a 5'10" senior, scored 25 points in the last game against Killingly. For Platt, #20, Yvonne Holly, 5'10", junior center. Coach Tom Johnson has remarked that she has been coming on strong as of late. Lyman Hall in the backcourt, #22, a 5'5" junior guard, Karen Canavan. Canavan, one of the most consistent players Lyman Hall has had this year. She leads the squad in assists. A 5'9" senior forward, the only senior starter for Platt, Lisa Sanders. She averages 7 points per game. And finally for Lyman Hall, #23, 5'6" sophomore guard, Kelly Biggs. Biggs played a fine game the other night against Killingly with 11 points. And finally for Platt, #24, a 5'6" junior guard, Sue Carr. Platt High School team, as we mentioned, coached by Tom Johnson in his 4th year, and Lyman Hall coached by Nicky Konomopoulos. A nice big crowd here at Cheshire High School, and right about now it looks like the fans are being asked to rise for the playing of our national anthem. Back here at Cheshire High School, waiting to start tonight's quarterfinal game. Rick, as you look over the Platt lineup, they're not quite as small as some of the other squads Lyman Hall's faced.
No, Joe, you're right. The front court for Platt, 5'9", 5'9", 5'10". One of the taller front lines that Lyman Hall has faced this season, but I think Lyman Hall is a very well-coached team, well-balanced team, and I think they'll be able to attack this front line as well as the other ones they faced this year.
In the earlier tournament games, Lyman Hall has gone directly right inside to the big girls, showing their power game, not holding anything back. Liz Verna had a big first quarter against Killingly with 14 points. And Marcy Zajac, the second quarter has been hers against Bristol Eastern. I believe she had 16 in that second quarter. Jump ball being set right now between Darlene Gessert of Lyman Hall and Yvonne Holly, number 20 of Platt High School, taking the ribbon out of her hair. Referees instructing her. As we mentioned, Lyman Hall 22-2. They have not played a game outside Wallingford since February 12th, almost a month ago. That was at Shelton. The remainder of their games were at home, and of course the Housatonic League tournament was at Shan High School. As Lyman Hall controls the tap, Karen Canavan gives it in the corner to Marcy Zajac. Her corner jumper is good. Lyman Hall quickly jumps out on top, 2-0. Tina Gagne bringing up the court, and she passes it off. It's number 22, Lisa Sanders. Correction, that's number 24, Sue Carr. Tina Gagne with the ball, passes it at the foul line to Holly. Holly's jumper way off the mark. A rebound by Lisa Sanders, and she traveled with the rebound. Lisa Sanders did a good job of getting position on that, but it looked like she took a couple steps there. Lyman Hall with a 2-0 lead, 30 seconds into the game. Karen Canavan dribbling up the court. They're looking to get it inside to Gessert or Verna. Canavan passes into the corner. Zajac loops it inside to Verna. The head fake. Her shot is no good. Darlene Gessert the rebound. Puts it up and in. The big 6'2" junior really has come on strong this year. As Platt brings the ball up court, Tina Gagne gives it outside to Sue Carr, and they set up the offense. Yvonne Holly in the corner will set the lineups as we go along. Inside pass to Lisa Sanders. Her shot off the mark, no good. Rebound bounces around off the hands of Marcy Zajac. Platt seems to have a couple left-handers on their squad. They're trying to force the action to that side of the court. Lyman Hall with a quick 4-0 lead. Tina Gagne inbounds it to Lisa Sanders, and they loop it around. In the corner, it's Tina Gagne. As we mentioned, the team's leading scorer. Turnaround foul line shot by Sue Carr, off the mark. Rebound, Marcy Zajac gets it temporarily slapped away by Yvonne Holly, but she retains control and gives it to Canavan. Canavan bringing up the court, gives it in the corner to Zajac, but she's guarded tightly. Canavan swings it around, looking, has no one open, takes the outside shot, no good. Darlene Gessert, nice play, kept the ball alive. Marcy Zajac looked like she got fouled, but no call made. Lyman Hall retains control. As we know, we do have the 30-second clock for girls basketball as Kelly Biggs hits the foul line jumper. Lyman Hall with a 6-0 lead. Platt is not putting too much defensive pressure on Lyman Hall thus far.
Some good defense underneath the boards, Joe, by Marcy Zajac and the other girls. They've tried to work it inside, but the strong rebounding game of Lyman Hall, as you see right there again, I think will be the key to tonight's game.
Yvonne Holly missed that shot. The rebound was by Liz Verna, and the foul for Platt was on Ann Rivers, number 15. Her first personal foul, team's first. Platt, though they do have height, doesn't look like they have as strong of an inside game as we had previously thought to be true, but they do have a 17-5 record. Started out the year 2-3. Then with the Sheehan win in the Christmas tournament at Southington, they ripped off 10 consecutive wins. Inside pass to Zajac. She gave the head fake and was fouled. Marcy Zajac gave a nice head fake on that play.
She looks good inside there, Joe. It's ironic. The first pass of the game, she set up outside, hit a nice 15-foot jump shot, and on the very next possession down the floor, she took the ball on the outside and fed Liz Verna inside. Now she goes underneath the boards, goes up, draws the foul. She's good both inside and outside.
Zajac, a complete player for Lyman Hall on the line. She'll be shooting two. First shot goes through. That is her third point of the night. We're 2 minutes, 15 seconds into the game. Lyman Hall leads 7-0. Platt is a young squad, and you don't want to get behind early. That's what happened to Killingly, and it was too late for them to come back in the last game. As Zajac hits the second to put Lyman Hall ahead by the count of 8-0. Sue Carr bringing the ball up court. Carr, a 5'6" junior guard. Pass inside to Lisa Sanders, dumps it off to Yvonne Holly. Her shot is no good, and the rebound comes off to Lyman Hall. Starting their first fast break of the evening, Zajac open in the left-hand corner, and Karen Canavan spinning, couldn't see her right off the bat, so she held it up. Working the ball around on offense, Canavan dribbles to the right point, gives it in the corner to Zajac. Gessert and Verna both set up down low on the right side. We're down to 5 seconds on the shot clock, and there was a foul right there. Lyman Hall looked like they were going to be in trouble as the foul was on Sue Carr. Rick, you know, when the defense sees that there's only 5 seconds on the shot clock, they can pretty much dictate what they want to happen. That was a silly foul.
It was, Joe. With only 5 seconds left and the ball out near the perimeter, they should have waited, held back in defense and waited for the long shot by Lyman Hall. It was a bad foul.
Marcy Zajac lighting up the cores. She has 6 points. Lyman Hall leads 10-0. It looks like pretty soon Coach Tom Johnson should be thinking about a timeout. And Rivers having a little trouble controlling the ball. Sue Carr takes it out top and gives it to Yvonne Holly. Platt, not too much motion on offense. Ball is tipped away by Marcy Zajac and taken off by Verna, who gives to Canavan. Canavan sets the offense. 4:35 remaining in the first quarter. Canavan's pass stolen, but Marcy Zajac tied up and Rivers, and they will jump the ball up in the Lyman Hall end of the court. And as we mentioned before, Platt looking to call a timeout. They will get it. We'll take a break. The fans giving Lyman Hall a standing ovation. 4:36 remaining in the first quarter. The score, Lyman Hall 10, Platt nothing.
You're watching Wbal-Tv Town Access Channel D.
Jump ball down in the Lyman Hall end of the court. Lyman Hall leading 10-0 as Zajac and Rivers will tap it up, and Lyman Hall controls. Canavan controls the tap. Trying to get it inside to Gessert. Gessert has only taken 1 shot so far, and she is connected on that. Kelly Biggs gives it in the corner to Zajac, dumps it inside to Verna. Nice pass back to Zajac. Her shot off the mark, but Lyman Hall retained control. Rick, Platt is respecting the inside game of Lyman Hall, but they can't let Marcy Zajac bomb all night long.
That's right. They got to come out and meet her. She's a great outside shooter from what I can see. They can't pack it in as soon as she gets the ball. They got to come out and meet her.
Lyman Hall with the ball working around Zajac again. The outside jump shot is good. That is 8 points for Marcy Zajac. Taking matters into her own hands. Lyman Hall leads 12-0. Platt now on the offensive. We've gone nearly half a quarter. Platt has not scored yet. Inside pass to Yvonne. Correction on that. Yes, the inside pass was to Yvonne Holly. She was fouled on that play. The foul was on Darlene Gessert, her team's first. Rick, it looks like Platt is a little bit tight on offense.
They're not moving around at all underneath there, Joe. They're passing the ball around the perimeter. They might be a little afraid of working the ball inside. Lyman Hall's front court is playing a great game tonight on defense so far.
On the line for Platt, unorthodox shooting style of Yvonne Holly, a 5'10" junior forward. Her first shot is no good. Lyman Hall still working on the shutout. Halfway through the quarter, second shot no good. Rebound by Ann Rivers. Her turnaround jumper bounces in and out. Liz Verna fighting for the rebound, and she was fouled. That Platt foul was on number 20, Yvonne Holly, her first personal, team's 4th. One more foul, Lyman Hall will be in the bonus situation. Platt has pretty much been setting up their offense. Yvonne Holly and Lisa Sanders passing around. Not much movement between the two as Platt is set for substitution. Into the game for Platt, number 44, Pam Lindsay, a 5'10" sophomore center. Averages 8 rebounds, and I guess Coach Tom Johnson wants a little more bulk down underneath.
Right now, Joe, as statistics tell us, Lyman Hall is rebounding Platt by a count of 6-2. Maybe this move will pay off.
Interesting note, as Lindsay is into the game, they do have her playing at the foul line. A nice bank shot by Darlene Gessert, and Lyman Hall leads 14-0. Quite an unusual position for a squad. You get down to the quarterfinal game, you expect to see some tight matches, but so far it has been all Lyman Hall. Sue Carr dribbling, takes the 10-foot jump shot, bounces in and out. Rebound, Liz Verna gives it up to Kelly Biggs. Biggs leading the fast break, but she sees no one there, holds it up, gives it to Canavan, who gives it inside in the corner to Zajac, and they'll bring it back on top. There are 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Right there, there's a foul on Pam Lindsay, and Lyman Hall will now be in the 1-on-1 situation. Lyman Hall on offense, starting in the game, they had Marcy Zajac in the deep corner and Liz Verna inside. Now they've switched it with Verna on the outside and Zajac on the inside, possibly trying to give the Platt defense something different to look at.
Well, Joe, that's why Lyman Hall is such a good team. They can show you one type of offense, and as soon as Platt may start to adjust to that offense, they switch right away to a second offense. That's why Lyman Hall is so good. They're well coached, they're poised out there, and each offensive setup that they have, they work effectively, and it's tough for Platt to defend every single offense that Lyman Hall is going to throw at them.
First foul shot by Marcy Zajac was in. She's now given the second of the bonus situation. Cans that. She is already in double figures. 10 points. Marcy Zajac. Lyman Hall leads 16-0. Platt bringing the ball up court. Platt of Meriden, the Central Connecticut Conference Southern representatives in the game here. Outside shot by Tina Gagne. No good. The rebound to Darlene Gessert. She pulls it down and gives the ball off to number 22, Karen Canavan, who brings it up the court. Canavan being guarded on the outside, a 2-3 defense for Platt. Quick passes by Lyman Hall. Kelly Biggs, not too good a shot, got blocked by a couple people there, and Marcy Zajac reached over the back. The Platt player on that, Pam Lindsay, just into the game, did have the rebound. She had the rebound. Marcy Zajac should have let her go. Not too good a foul.
Marcy was a little bit aggressive on that play, Joe. The rebound was already grabbed, and I think she wanted to overtake the rebound and go right up with the shot.
2:30 remaining in the first quarter. Lyman Hall on top, 16-0. Platt working the ball on the outside. Lisa Sanders inside pass to Tina Gagne, and she scores. Platt fans giving a nice hand for that. Lyman Hall went 5.5 minutes holding Platt to no points at all, but Tina Gagne broke the streak there. Maybe that'll break a little bit of their nervousness. 16-2 Lyman Hall. Canavan gives it in the corner to Verna, dumps it inside to Zajac, gives the head fake on Lindsay. Her shot is up and in, and Lyman Hall comes right back with a basket of their own. They lead 18-2. Pass to Pam Lindsay at the foul line, gives it back to Sue Carr. Carr passes inside, a little confusion there. That shot is put in by Lisa Sanders, number 22. The only senior starter for Platt. Lyman Hall leads 18-4.
Joe, maybe that first basket by Tina Gagne has relaxed Platt up a little bit. Maybe they'll start to relax a little bit more out there and score a couple more points.
Lyman Hall working around, 1:30 remaining in the quarter. Bad pass by Marcy Zajac, picked off, and here comes Platt on the break. Tina Gagne, a little trouble controlling the ball, gives it off in the corner to Sue Carr, and she hits the shot. 3 consecutive shots, 3 consecutive baskets for Platt. Lyman Hall lead is cut to 12, 18-6, 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in tonight's first quarter. Marcy Zajac setting up on the foul line. She gets the pass, dumps it inside to Verna. She'll have an easy 2 right there. Liz Verna, her first basket of the evening. Lyman Hall now leads 20-6. Platt looking to make it 4 consecutive baskets in a row. Tina Gagne got bumped, and the ref will call it right there before the shot. Tina Gagne looks like she's a little bit too quick for Karen Canavan. Coach Nick Economopoulos up in arms.
He is, Joan. He has a really good right to be. Tina Gagne drove, and with her left arm, she pushed the Lyman Hall defender out of the way. I think Economopoulos has a good beef here.
Apparently, originally looked like it may have been a pushing foul, but as Rick mentioned, the left arm of Tina Gagne pushing out. Obviously, apparently the ref didn't see it, and Platt retains control. Sue Carr dribbling in at the foul line, goes between the legs and passes it inside to Ann Rivers. Her shot bounces around and in. Platt heating up after missing their first 8 shots of the quarter. They're now 4 for 4. The score is 20-8 Lyman Hall. We're down a 35-second mark in the first half. Both teams will have one more shot at the 10-foot hole before the quarter's over. Liz Verna in the corner, has no one to pass to, gives it back to Canavan. We're down to 12 on the shot clock. Into Zajac, a deep 20-footer, way off the rim. Liz Verna went over the back, knocked it out of bounds, and Platt will be able to hold for 1. If they can hit a basket here, they may not be in bad shape, down 10, but here comes Lyman Hall giving up nothing with the 1-2-1-1 full court press. Platt having not too much trouble handling it, being a little bit patient. Lisa Sanders, nice pass to Sue Carr at the foul line. Her jump shot is good, and the score is now 20-10 for Sue Carr. That's 4 points on the evening. Lyman Hall doesn't see the clock. The buzzer will go off as Karen Canavan takes a long shot at the buzzer. After this break, we'll talk about what transpired in the last 2 minutes of that quarter, a bit of a turnaround, but for now we'll take a break. At the end of 1 quarter, the score, Lyman Hall 20, Platt 10.
Since late 1974, The Wallingford Symphony Orchestra has performed many concerts at the Mellon Arts Center at Choate School. These concerts are paid for by the support of audiences, public funds, and generous private and business benefactors. The Symphony Board takes this time to thank all and looks forward to their continued support.
Back at Cheshire High School, Joe Kotsky along with Rick Walker, Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference Class L Western Region quarterfinal action between Lyman Hall and Platt. Lyman Hall on top 20-10. Second quarter jump between Pam Lindsay and Darlene Gesser, controlled by Lyman Hall. Kelly Biggs takes it, gives it off to Canavan. She will set up the offense. Marcy Zajac, who did have 12 points in that quarter. Nice bounce pass to Gesser. Gesser lost control and gives it up. Platt on the fast break up to number 24, Sue Carr. She blew the layup there. Should have had it, and the lead could have been down to 8, but Lyman Hall dodges a minor bullet there, and they'll bring it back up, looking to push the lead to 12. Marcy Zajac giving it to Canavan. Platt's defense tightening up a little bit, 2-3. Nice loop pass to Gesser. Gesser, bad shot there. Hit the bottom of the backboard, but she gets her offensive rebound to her credit, stuck with it, and Lyman Hall retains control. Zajac, cross-court pass to Gesser. Gesser walked with the ball right there. Rick, at the end of the first quarter, started out 16-0 Lyman Hall. Platt heated up a bit on offense.
They did, Joe. At the beginning of the game, it looked like they might have been a little bit scared out here, facing Lyman Hall, a little bit intimidated, but scoring the 10 points at the end of the first quarter. They've come out here in the second quarter a little bit more aggressive, but I don't think Lyman Hall's going to die very easy.
Lyman Hall changing up the defense to a loose man-to-man. Tina Gagne's shot bounces around and out, and the ball will now be taken over by Lyman Hall. Lyman Hall in the man-to-man defense. Not too much pressure. Thus far, we've only seen it press once for Lyman Hall, and Platt thus far has not pressed at all. Coach Tom Johnson barking out defensive signals to his squad. So far, Lyman Hall has gone with their same 5 starters, and Platt has only substituted Pam Lindsay so far. Karen Canavan gives it at the top of the key to Kelly Biggs. Got away with a walk there. Pass inside to Zajac. She drives the baseline, scores, and she was fouled. Foul on that play was on Lisa Sanders. That is her second personal foul. Team 6, but the basket was good. It's a shooting foul anyway. Marcy Zajac, 14 points on the night. They can't stop her inside.
She's doing it all tonight, Joe. She's shooting from the outside. She's shooting from the inside. She's rebounding from the defensive end, and she's sung 2 foul shots so far. She's just doing it all tonight. There's no stopping her.
Zajac on the line for one shot, completes the 3-point play. 15 points on the evening for Zajac. Only 1 minute, 19 seconds into the quarter. For Platt, replacing Lisa Sanders, number 12, Jeanette Duxon. Duxon is a 5'5" senior guard, possibly looking for some quickness on defense for Platt. Platt bringing the ball up court. Sue Carr, nice loop pass to Tina Gagne inside. Her shot no good, but she was fouled by Zajac. That is her second personal foul.
A nice backdoor play there, Joe. Tina Gagne snuck inside baseline, took the nice pass, and was fouled by Marcy Zajac. The Lyman Hall fans don't like that call.
But really not too much argument from Coach Nick Economopoulos outside of the fact that it is the second personal foul on Zajac. And for Platt on the line, Tina Gagne will be shooting 2. She has scored 1 basket for 2 points in the first quarter. Pop shot hits a couple parts of the rim, no good. Platt on the line, hurting their own cause, 0 for 3 on the line. Thus far, Lyman Hall 5 for 5, but we should actually be saying Marcy Zajac 5 for 5, the only girl on Lyman Hall that has taken a foul shot. Gagne's second shot is up and in, and Lyman Hall leads 23-11. Zajac with the ball in the corner. Lyman Hall having a bit of a trouble getting the ball inside. Nice defensive play there. Unfortunately, it went right back to Liz Verna. Didn't realize how wide open she was. Darlene Gesser got the offensive rebound and put it in. 25-11 Lyman Hall. Tina Gagne right back down the court for Platt. Gives it to Sue Carr. Her 15-foot jump shot way off the mark. Rebound Zajac. And here comes Lyman Hall. A frantic pace right here. Karen Canavan leading the break. Platt very quick, getting back on defense, and they'll set up in the 2-3. Zajac head fakes, making the defense work a little bit. Canavan swings it all the way into the right corner. Gives it to Liz Verna. Verna inside to Zajac. She was fouled on that play. Lyman Hall scoring almost at will or getting the fouls inside. The Platt foul there was on number 24, Sue Carr. Correction on that, Pam Lindsay the foul, her second personal foul. And Marcy Zajac once again back to the line, She will be shooting 2 foul shots. Zajac 15 points on the evening. Make it 16. She's 6 for 6 on the line. Lyman Hall not accustomed to the one-man performance. Usually they have a little bit of a balanced offense, but if something's working, they've got to stay with it. Last game, Liz Verna started out with 14 first quarter points. Tonight, Zajac had 12. Second shot is up and in. Zajac has been a little bit inconsistent from the line this year, but tonight, 7 for 7 on the line. Lyman Hall, 27-11. Gagne shot no good. Karen Canavan with the rebound, being pressured a bit in the backcourt there. But Lyman Hall retains controls. Canavan with the spin move, but Gagne stays right with her. Marcy, Zajac is Platt now coming out into a bit of a matchup zone. They're down 16 points, 5:20 remaining in the half. Inside pass to Zajac, and she scores once again. Lyman Hall leads 29-11. They should think of changing the defense around a bit.
Joe, Lyman Hall is, even though Platt has the larger front court, Lyman Hall is attacking it. Another hoop there by the Platt girls. Lyman Hall is attacking it. They're going underneath and they're throwing it to the Darlene Gesserts and the Marcy Zajacs and Liz Vernas. They're attacking the front court by Platt. I like to see it.
Pam Lindsay down the other end scored for Platt, her first basket of the evening, but right back down the other end. It is Darlene Gessert, 2 more points, and Lyman Hall now leads 31-13. Platt bringing the ball up court with the two-person setup on the foul line. Yvonne Holly and Pam Lindsay. That shot was put in by Jeanette Duxon, her first basket of the game. A little bit of an unorthodox setup, a double high post, Yvonne Holly and Pam Lindsay for Platt, but it's been working. They had no points at all, and now in the last 8-minute period, not quite 8 minutes, Platt has scored 15 points. Inside pass to Verna, and she scores once again for the 3rd consecutive playoff game. It looks like there's no stopping Lyman Hall inside. Once again, another standing ovation. Platt High calls timeout. Coach Tom Johnson quite mad at his players. We'll take a timeout. 4:13 remaining in the first half. The score, Lyman Hall 33, Platt 15. At Cheshire High School, 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Lyman Hall with an 18-point lead, 33-15. The Platt Panthers on the offensive call. Lyman Hall fans looking for the travel. No call made. Pass in the corner to Yvonne Holly. Her shot no good. Rebound by the scrappy Karen Canavan. The 5'5" guard comes out underneath on the defense to get the rebound, and now she sets the offense. Liz Verna's open, but she's way too far away for them to get the ball to her. Kelly Biggs quiet thus far tonight as Canavan's pass inside to Gessert, picked off by Pam Lindsay, and Darlene Gesser reached in with a foul. Platt will be shooting 1-on-1. Lyman Hall fans up in arms over every call, but there's really no argument there.
There's really no argument. She had the ball, and Darlene Gesser went to grab it, and unfortunately got part of the arm. There really wasn't any question there, but what I do question is the travel down the end of the court. A couple times back ago, number 20, Yvonne Holly, took the ball and tried to drive baseline, and she did walk. The fans were right on that one.
On the line for Platt is Pam Lindsay. On the evening, she has 1 basket for 2 points. Lindsay, a 5'10" sophomore center, no doubt be one of the cornerstones of Coach Tom Johnson's squad in the following 2 years. Her foul shot off the mark. Platt now 1 for 5 on the line. Lyman Hall back on the offensive. Biggs in the corner to Verna. She fakes around her man. Shot bounces around, no good. Gesser tries for the rebound, but it's taken off by Holly. Given up to Gagne. Gagne on the break, going right at Canavan. Fakes right, takes the outside jumper. No good. Rebound by Pam Lindsay. Her shot, no good. Another rebound right there. 3 shots for Platt. And Rivers got that 3rd rebound. Lyman Hall easing up a bit on the rebounding, but nonetheless, no shots have gone in for Platt. Lyman Hall back with the ball. Inside pass to Gessert, and she puts in the basket for 2 points. Darlene Gesser, 10 points tonight. They just don't have to stop Zajac, because Lyman Hall has many more players to hurt them with.
Again, Joe, working inside to Gessert, Zajac, and Verna. They're working inside all night. As a matter of fact, the guards really aren't playing too much of a role tonight, except for dishing off the assist. Liz Verna with another rebound, but they're constantly working it into the big girls.
Jeanette Duxon missed that shot. The rebound off to Verna. Colleen Hacks set to report in the game for Lyman Hall. Zajac cross pass to Biggs. Nice quick pass back to Canavan. Her shot in and out. Zajac with the rebound. Gives a head fake. Shot is up. Bounces out, but she will be on the charity stripe, shooting 2. Another substitution, Coach Nicky Konomopoulos putting Tracy Silas into the game. Silas, a 5'11" senior center. she'll come into the game and she'll give Darlene Gessert a rest. Gessert has 10 points, and she should get a nice hand from the large crowd tonight. Fairly even split, a little bit of a fan advantage to Lyman Hall here at Cheshire High School tonight. Zajac on the line shooting 2. She has 17 points on the evening, 7 for 7 from the line. Make that 8 for 8. Could be taking some lessons from Killingly's Tracy Liss, who, as we saw the last game, hit her first 12 foul shots before missing on her 13th. A fine freshman guard for Killingly High School. Zajac tonight now with 19 points. A nice hand from Marcy Zajac, who's replaced by Colleen Hacks. As we mentioned, Zajac leads with 19 points, still 2:28 remaining in the half. Coach Nick Economopoulos opting to give Zajac a break before the half. Platt and Rivers with the ball, gives it back to Jeanette Duxon. Duxon, the left-hander. It seems like about half of the Platt squad is left-handed. Rebound off to Karen Canavan for a guard. That is her 5th rebound of the evening. Canavan looking to go by Gagne, but Gagne playing the tight defense, gives it to Biggs and off to Colleen Hacks. Colleen Hacks into the game for Lyman Hall, a 5'9" junior guard. Hacks with the corner jump shot off the mark, and the rebound to Platt. Rebound to Yvonne Holly, gives it all the way up court to Tina Gagne, and she goes right by Karen Canavan. Canavan with 1 personal foul. She let her go in the basket. 5 points on the evening for Gagne. Lyman Hall with a 20-point lead, 37-17, 1:40 remaining in the half. Loop pass inside to Silas, had a little trouble holding on to it, and Colleen Hacks retains control. Karen Canavan on the point, gives it up to Hacks. Her pass blocked, but she retains control. We're down to 6 seconds on the shot clock. Lyman Hall inside pass to Verna. Her shot off the board and in, and that's what makes Lyman Hall so tough. They took a full 25 seconds off the shot clock, but still managed to get a good shot off.
Although the shot clock really didn't play much of a factor there, Joe, because with a 20-point lead, a foul there by Lyman Hall. With a 20-point lead, I don't think they were really concentrating on working time off the clock, but you're right, a good offense they have, a well-coached offense. With only a couple seconds left on the clock, they are still able to work in for the good shot.
Pam Lindsay got the offensive rebound on that play. She was fouled by Tracy Silas. That's her first personal foul. Lyman Hall is over the limit, has been over the limit for the past 2 minutes, and Pam Lindsay will be on the line on the evening, 0 for 1 on the line. This shot also in and out. Nice offensive rebound for Platt by Yvonne Holly. But the ref called a traveling on that play. Traveling violation. Not too good of a call there. Yvonne Holly did a nice job getting position for herself, and what she rewarded with, sort of a bum call by the ref. But anyway, action continues down to the 1-minute mark of the half. Ball is knocked away. Lyman Hall retains control. We're exactly at the 1-minute mark. Lyman Hall, 23 seconds left on the shot clock. They lead by 22 points, 39-17. Coming up at halftime on our halftime show, we'll be talking a little bit about the postseason tournaments for the girls and for the Lyman Hall boys, who are having quite a successful season in their own right. That foul for Lyman Hall was on Colleen Hacks, number 12. Her first personal foul. Lyman Hall is over the limit, and once again, Platt will go to the line. So far in the evening, that hasn't done much good for Platt. They are 1 for 6 on the evening. On the line for Platt will be Jeanette Duxon, the senior guard for the Panthers of Meriden. Platt, one of the 2 public high schools in Meriden. The other, of course, being Maloney, which plays in the Double L division of the CIAC. As Duxon connects on her first shot, giving her 3 points for the evening. Her squad has 18, but Lyman Hall has a bit more. In fact, they've got 21 more, a 39-18 lead for Lyman Hall. We're down to 40 seconds in the first half. Karen Canavan, a little trouble, gives it into Hacks. Lyman Hall going with a 3-guard offense. Canavan, Biggs, and Colleen Hacks. Hacks gets the ball in the corner, looking inside, no one there. We're down to 10 on the shot clock, 30 in the half. Canavan double team past to Biggs, taking one of her few shots of the evening, and she hits it. Kelly Biggs gave a fake, took her time, and hit the shot. Lyman Hall leads 41-18. We're down to 15 seconds and a half. Tina Gagne, her shot off the mark. Offensive rebound for Platt by Ann Rivers. She puts the ball up and in. And we're down to the 5-second mark. Lyman Hall leads 41-20. Canavan brings the ball up court, makes a spin move. We're down to 2 seconds. Big break for Lyman Hall there. Don't think it was intentional. Yvonne Holly tripped Karen Canavan on that play, and she'll now go to the line.
Joe, just another aspect of Lyman Hall's total offensive game. The front court does it for the most of the first half. In the last couple minutes, the guards do it. Kelly Biggs with a nice hoop and a nice drive toward the end of the half, and now she'll be shooting 1-and-1.
Some freelance substitutions for Platt. Lisa Sanders back into the game. And for Lyman Hall, number 5, Karen Chuba, a 5'6" sophomore forward, giving Liz Verna a bit of a 2-second breather as Kelly Biggs, correction, Karen Canavan. No, it is Kelly Biggs. And we'll ruin it one more time. It is Karen Canavan. The 20s are hard to see from our vantage point high atop the Cheshire High Gymnasium. Canavan's first foul shot is in. Her first point of the evening. Coach Nick Economopoulos yelling for the substitution. And into the game for Lyman Hall, replacing Kelly Biggs, number 20, Terry Canestri, a 5'3" sophomore guard. We'd like to apologize. The last game, I believe, we may have referred to her as Karen Canestri, but of course, we all know it is Terry Canestri, number 20, a 5'3" sophomore guard. Second shot by Canavan, up and in. And now into the game also for Lyman Hall, number 14, Sherry Moore, 5'5" sophomore guard. Platt with 2 seconds to get the ball inbounds. Tina Gagne wings up a long shot, and it's no good. We have come to the end of the first half. Opening tap of the third quarter is controlled by Platt High School. Sue Carr with the ball, passes in the corner to Tina Gagne. Gagne so far with 5 points, her team's leading scorer. Make it 7. Platt coming out strong, and here comes the press. We said they'd have to do something different. Platt coming out in a bit of a, I guess you'd have to call it a zone press. Canavan breaks it without too much trouble at all. Lyman Hall a 21-point lead. Inside pass to Gessert. She missed the easy shot, and the rebound goes to Yvonne Holly of Platt. Her pass, errant, outlet pass thrown away, and Lyman Hall retains control. Lyman Hall leading 43-22. CIAC Girls Class L quarterfinal game. A little bit later on, we'll be talking about what comes up next for the winner of this game. Liz Verna's rebound off the missed shot by Zajac. Tough pass is controlled by Canavan. Canavan dribbling in. Her shot is rejected by Yvonne Holly. She takes it off on the break, but it's restolen by Kelly Biggs. Biggs had a quiet evening thus far. Only 2 baskets for 4 points as Canavan has seen the bulk of setting up the offense. Marcy Zajac posting high at the foul line against Yvonne Holly. She gets it, holds it high over the head, looking inside to Gessert, who's working on Ann Rivers. She's got a 4-inch height advantage on her, but they don't get it inside. Jump shot by Canavan, no good, but she's decked on the play. She'll go to the line shooting 2.
Joe, one more quick halftime stat. Not only is Marcy Zajac's 21 points a key to the first half success of Lyman Hall, but Liz Verna grabbed 7 rebounds in the first half as Lyman Hall out-rebounded Platt by a total of 15-11.
The Platt foul was on Ann Rivers. That's her second personal foul. Team's first, and Karen Canavan will go to the line shooting 2. Thus far in the evening, Karen with 2 for 2 on the line for her total of 2 points.
Joe.
First shot is up and in. Lyman Hall now doubling the score of Platt, 44-22. Also, Lyman Hall on the evening is 12 for 12 on the line. Canavan's second shot is up, also in. Lyman Hall the 23-point lead. Lyman Hall has pressed only once in this game. That was at the end of the first quarter when Platt didn't have much time to bring it up. Sue Carr passes off to Yvonne Holly. Holly with a strong move inside, goes down low. Her shot off the mark, rebound by Zajac. Gives it off to Canavan, and Lyman Hall will start up the break once again. Lyman Hall really hasn't been able to fast break much, but so far that hasn't stopped their offensive production. Platt, a scrappy defensive team, always hawking the ball. Zajac being double-teamed. Gessert. Tonight, Gessert's had a little bit of trouble holding on to the ball, and they're going to have to get it down to her. She does have 10 points, but hasn't looked as strong tonight as she has in other games.
No, Joe, but I think they're trying to concentrate more tonight on Marcy Zajac and Liz Verna. The two of them are just on a scoring tear tonight. They're both hot. I don't think Darlene Gessert has to play as big a role tonight as she does in the past games.
That jump ball there between between Kelly Biggs and Tina Gagne went loose out of bounds and was taken over by Platt. Tina Gagne in the right corner, guarded by Canavan, and she puts one right in her face. Tina Gagne, 9 points on the evening. Lyman Hall leads 45-24. Here's Platt with that full court press. Canavan, the left hand dribbling, easily breaks it, gives it over to Gessert. Back to Verna, and they will set it up on the offensive end of the court. Lyman Hall a 21-point lead. Pass inside to Zajac as she drove the baseline. She was fouled by Ann Rivers. That will be her 3rd personal foul, team's 2nd of the half. Lyman Hall taking it out underneath their end of the basket. Loop pass inside to Gessert. She brings the ball down once, and she walked with it. Lyman Hall fans once again arguing about the call. You sort of makes you wonder what's going to happen if they're ever in a 2 or 3 point game. Looks like those refs may need some police escorts out of the court. Platt bringing the ball up court. Yvonne Holly, bounce pass inside to Lisa Sanders. Sanders' turnaround shot is up and in. The left-handed senior forward now has 4 points on the evening. The Lyman Hall leads, still comfortable margin, 19 points. The Trojans break the press of Platt with not too much trouble at all. The Panthers in a 2-3 defense, favoring the big men for Lyman Hall, trying to double up down low. Canavan weaves her way in the lane. Shot got blocked by Honley. Pass given up to Tina Gagne. She lost control of the ball, and it was taken out of bounds. Yvonne Holly back on the other end made a nice play. Karen Canavan wove her way into the lane, and Holly blocked the shot.
That was an unfortunate transpiring over on the last possession by Platt. Tina Gagne should have had an easy layup, but she just lost control of the ball and consequently lost 2 points.
And now Lyman Hall back in the offensive. Kelly Biggs, a 1-on-2 break, goes right by everyone and hits the hoop. Kelly Biggs, 6 points on the evening. Lyman Hall 47, Platt 26.
She looked like Dwayne Washington out there, Joe, of Syracuse. Maybe we should call her the Pearl Biggs. I don't know.
Jim Boeheim seeing some similarities between his sophomore sensation of the Big East. Lyman Hall bringing up court. Nice loop pass to Verna, but Pam Lindsay hustling for Platt, knocked the ball away, dives on the floor, and she is tied up with Darlene Gessert. Those two will now jump it up. A substitution into the game for Platt the first time tonight, number 33, Terry Noble. She's a 5'8" junior forward for Platt. Platt with only 2 seniors on their entire squad, Lisa Sanders and Jeanette Duxton, with a 17-5 record. They are going to be a force to be contended with. As we mentioned earlier in the year, took number 1 Southington right to the wire, a 1-point loss, giving them one of their big scares of the season. Nice pass inside of Tina Gagne. Sue Carr really made the nice offensive pass on that play. Gagne snuck in back of the defense and hit the hoop. Gagne, as we mentioned, the team's leading scorer, averaging about 14 points. Tonight she's got 11, but that play, credit the assist to Sue Carr. Super play.
Joe, Platt, is Darlene Gessert is fouled there. One quick point, Joe. Platt must have had a good talking to at halftime, because they're coming out and they're playing a lot more aggressive, a lot better basketball in this half. But it's the well-coached, well-poised team of Nikki Konomopoulos' team that's not going to let Lyman Hall be intimidated by it.
On that last play, Pam Lindsay committed the foul, her 3rd personal foul, team's 3rd of the half. Darlene Gessert on the line, seeing if she can continue the amazing streak of the Lyman Hall girls. And just as we speak, she misses. Rick, something about TV announcers. Every time you mention the foul shots, that's guarantee it's missed.
It's known as the sportscaster's jinx, Joe.
Darlene Gessert looking to get the rhythm back. 5 field goals on the night for 10 points. Her 2nd shot hits the back rim, bounces in. Lyman Hall leads by an even 20 points, 48-28. Pass in the backcourt was stolen by Kelly Biggs. Correction, Karen Canavan stole the ball on that play. A little confusion, I really don't know what went on. Apparently, the Platt player had taken the ball out of bounds before the ref had given it to her. Either that, or maybe they're playing elementary school rules, no pressing till half court.
I don't know, Joe. The whole thing went right over my head.
Platt on the offensive. Sue Carr gives it into Pam Lindsay, and the outside shot by Tina Gagne gets nothing but air, but hustling, tries to get the ball, but still taken off by Karen Canavan. Seeing only Kelly Biggs down court, she decides to slow it up. Marcy Zajac, after a big first half, we were 2 points off in her scoring. She has 21 the first half. Thus far has yet to score. in half number 2. Liz Verna, outside shot off the mark. Tina Gagne with the rebound, brings it right to the middle and takes the 12-foot jump shot. Hits front of the rim and back of the rim, bouncing around. Pam Lindsay fighting for the rebound, and it bounces off to Liz Verna. Pam Lindsay looked like she did all the work on that play, but Liz Verna got all the glory. The ball bounced right off to her. Verna looked like she got away with a double dribble off the rebound there. Zajac 20 feet from the basket. Cross-court pass to Biggs, and she was tripped on the play by Sue Carr. For Carr, that'll be her 2nd personal foul, team's 4th. And back into the game for Platt, number 12, Jeanette Duxon. In other quarterfinal matchups tonight, the winner of this game will play the winner of the St. Joseph Trumbull versus Sacred Heart of Hamden game. That's a good game. Sacred Heart 19-3 and St. Joe's 25-0. That could be Lyman Hall's biggest test of the year. Lyman Hall ranked 3rd in the state. St. Joe's ranked 5th. Darlene Gessert, inside move, no good. Rebound, Pam Lindsay.
Joe, you're right. The next match for Lyman Hall will be by far their toughest of the season. Although they have played Shelton in the regular season, this next game will probably be one of their toughest, although you have to expect that kind of competition when you're going for the state title.
That's right. I'm sure Coach Nicky Konomopoulos and his troops are a little surprised that not one game has been within 20 points so far, and you sort of, no matter how far you get in the tournament, that's not going to continue past the quarterfinals, especially with St. Joe's and Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart, a Hamden school, does have many Wallingford students there. They should get a nice crowd for that game. And of course, St. Joe's, what else can you say about them? Coach Christy Hayes has his team undefeated, and we'll see just how good they are if they win their game and if Lyman Hall hangs on. Marcy Zajac's shot blocked, and it will be a jump ball. Nice defensive play by Yvonne Holly there as Sue Carr checks back into the game for Platt, replacing Tina Gagne, who gets a nice hand from the crowd. She has 11 points on the evening. Zajac and Holly to jump it up in the Lyman Hall end of the court, and it's controlled by Sue Carr. Carr goes right to the middle of the court. Nice textbook fast break. The shot bounces around and out. Jeanette Duxon with the rebound. Her shot is up and in. Duxon with the basket, giving her 5 points on the evening. Lyman Hall now leads 48-30. Lyman Hall jumped out to that 16-0 lead, and since then, they've only outscored Platt by 2.
If Platt played anything, as Darlene Gessert makes a nice inside layup, if Platt played any kind of basketball game for this first 6 minutes of this game, then it would be a very close game right now. But the 20-point lead, I feel, is really insurmountable. It's all due to the first 6 minutes of the first quarter.
Yvonne Holly, a couple extra steps on that play. On the previous play, Darlene Gessert found a little bit of a hole in the defense. Platt fell apart down low, and she was wide open. 13 points in the evening. Lyman Hall taking it out on the side of the court. Verna sees down court Karen Canavan wide open. Canavan with the move. Her shot blocked by Yvonne Holly. Holly, a tough defensive player. Unfortunately, she threw the pass out of bounds. Holly's tough on defense. That's 5 block shots for her on the evening.
She is. Now, Yvonne Holly also, as I take a quick count here, has 5 rebounds for the Platt Panthers.
She'll be back next year also, a junior forward. As we mentioned, Platt with only 2 seniors. They're going to really be a squad to look out for next year. Unfortunately for them, little consolation in this game as they trail by 20. Lyman Hall swinging the ball around. Kelly Biggs shot bounces around, spins and drops. 8 points on the evening for Kelly Biggs. Lyman Hall back up to a 22-point lead. 52-30. We're down to the 110 mark remaining in the first half. Sue Carr gives it off in the corner. The shot is up and bounces around. No good by Jeanette Duxon. Rebound Yvonne Holly, and she was fouled by Liz Verna. For Verna, that will be her first personal foul, team's first of the half, and Yvonne Holly will be on the line shooting 2. On the other half of the bracket, some more local teams. Actually, Wethersfield, the only team out of the area. Tonight, they're playing Hand of Madison. The winner of that game will play one of the New Haven schools, Lee and Hillhouse, in the other semifinal. So should Lyman Hall get to the finals, it looks like a 3 out of 4 shot. It will be a local team. The city teams, Lee and Hillhouse, cross also. They're in the semis of the Class Double-L tournament. Regardless of what happens during the year, the city schools always come up tough during tournament time. Yvonne Holly hitting her first point of the evening. She is 1 for 3 on the line. Lyman Hall with the 52-31 lead. Second shot, high arcing shot off the back rim. Pam Lindsay, good hustle on the play. This girl looks like she has some potential. She is only a sophomore, 5'10".
Joe, she's playing really well out there tonight. She has 5 rebounds. She's been in a number of scuffles with the Lyman Hall players, with a number of jump balls. Being only a sophomore, she looks like she's got a bright future in front of her.
Tap control by Karen Canavan, and she will set up the offense. Thus far for Lyman Hall this quarter, their two big guns, Liz Verna and Marcy Zajac, have not scored at all. Verna, quiet evening, only 6 points. Inside pass to Darlene Gessert. They looped her right in there. She now has 15 on the evening. 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Lyman Hall with a 23-point lead. Sue Carr at the top of the key. Lyman Hall in the tight 2-1-2 defense. Carr at the right foul line, extended her pass, picked off by Karen Canavan, gives it to Kelly Biggs. 2-on-4 fast break, and Sue Carr reached in. Correction on that foul was number 12, Jeanette Duxon. That's her first personal foul, team's 5th. Tracy Silas and Colleen Hacks into the game, replacing Darlene Gessert and Liz Verna. Gessert playing a nice game tonight, 15 points. More substitutions for Lyman Hall. Sherry Moore, number 14, into the game. And one last sub, number 5, Karen Schuba into the game. Nikki Konomopoulos giving his players a bit of a rest. Kelly Biggs on the line, shooting 1-and-1. First shot in. Rick, why does Nick take him out at the end of the quarter?
Joe, I think it's just a couple token substitutions, although the 3 girls that went in are very fine basketball players. I think the substitutions were a little token just to give the fans, be able to let the fans recognize the performances of the 3 girls that came out.
Second shot by Biggs is up and in. Another substitution into the game, number 20, Terry Canestri. Kelly Biggs getting a nice hand. She has 10 points on the evening. Coach Nick Economopoulos, never one to look past the public relations point of basketball, and he's done a fabulous job building this program in its 12-year existence. He had his 200th win against Shelton last week, now looking for the one that's eluded him, the state title. Jeanette Duxon, corner shot is up and in. We're down to 5 seconds in the quarter. Inbounds pass to Terry Canestri. She dribbles up as the buzzer goes off. We have reached the end of 3 full quarters tonight from Cheshire High School. With the score, Lyman Hall 56, Platt High of Meriden 33. We'll be back after this timeout. Joe Kotsky with Rick Walker. Lyman Hall a controlling 23-point lead. Jump ball off to Karen Canavan. Her drive looked like she was fouled by Tina Gagne. No call made. Rebounding Yvonne Holly. And now Sue Carr leading the break for Platt High. She's got Jeanette Duxon underneath. Unfortunately, Lisa Sanders didn't see her there. She got in the way, knocked the ball away, and Lyman Hall back for their second offensive possession of the fourth quarter. Darlene Gessert helping out against the full court press. In that last quarter, the teams evened up 13 points each.
One note about last quarter, Joe, to Platt's advantage was the rebounding factor. They out-rebounded Lyman Hall by a count of 7-3. Shows you what a good halftime talk the Platt Panthers got.
Darlene Gessert holding it high above her 6'2" frame. Pass a little bit over the head of Kelly Biggs. Gessert perhaps not realizing that she's got 8 inches over Biggs. Her passes have to have a bit of a different height on them than those of some of the other Lyman Hall players. Platt on offense. Sue Carr bringing the ball up court. Passes into the corner for Tina Gagne. Gagne, the leading scorer for Platt with 11 points. Balanced effort for Platt. They haven't scored too much, but a number of players have gotten into the act. Lisa Sanders, her shot no good. Ball bouncing around. Good hustle by Platt, and they will retain control of the ball. Yvonne Holly hustling for the offensive rebound there, and Platt will retain control underneath their own basket. Inbounds pass goes to Holly, back out on top to Carr. Duxon gives it off in the corner to Tina Gagne, but she can go nowhere on Liz Verna, so she takes a turnaround 15-footer and sticks it. Tina Gagne with 13 points on the evening, approaching her season average of 14. Lyman Hall still with a 3-touchdown lead, 56-35, 6:40 remaining in the game. Karen Canavan inside pass to Verna. Verna gives the fake. Jeanette Duxon didn't budge at all, but still got called for the foul. A little bit of a height advantage there. Jeanette Duxon only 5'5". Liz Verna's 5'10". She's got 5 inches and a bit of a strength advantage on her also. Duxon with that last foul, her second team foul, and back into the game for Platt, number 15, Ann Rivers. Liz Verna on the line. First shot bounces in and out. Up to that point, Lyman Hall 16 for 17 on the line.
With that miss, Joe, of course, Lyman Hall now 16 for 18. I just want to make one quick comment. There's a nice big crowd here tonight with a lot of support from the Wallingford fans, including many of the members of the Lyman Hall boys basketball team tonight here in support of the girls game.
And Rick, when we get a chance, we'll talk about the fine season the boys have had and what's coming up next for them. In fact, 24 hours away, what's coming up for them. Ann Rivers fouled on that play. Marcy Zajac, her third personal foul, and Ann Rivers will go to the line. Shooting 2, but Lyman Hall calls timeout. We're going to keep it here during the timeout. 6:29 left in the game. Lyman Hall with a 21-point lead. Coach Nick Economopoulos calling timeout. As we mentioned, the boys team a 19-4 record. If they win tomorrow, they knocked off Stratford in the first round convincingly by 24. Tomorrow going for their 20th win for the first time in a couple decades, but it's not going to be easy, Rick, as they take on St. Joseph Trumbull.
Of course, Joe, this being the Lyman Hall girls game, we're trying to concentrate on the girls game. A quick note about the boys game is St. Joe's is averaging over 100 points a game. I mean, that's just a phenomenal record, and Lyman Hall is just going to have to play one of their best games, if not their best game, to beat St. Joseph Trumbull. And once again, I say that there's great support here tonight from the Lyman Hall boys, but St. Joe's is just going to be one of the tough uphill battles they've had. But of course, Joe, in order to win the state title, you're going to have to beat teams like that.
Good point there. You're going to have to beat them somewhere along the line. Perhaps the Trojans would have liked to relax a little bit more. St. Joe's a 19-3 record. Their only 3 losses coming at the hands, 2 to Harding of Bridgeport, which is ranked #1 in the state, and the 3rd to Bridgeport Central, which last night upset Brian McMahon of Norwalk in triple overtime in Class L action, double L, excuse me. And tomorrow night at the Crosby High Gymnasium, Lyman Hall will be playing St. Joseph Trumbull. We'll be there covering the game, 6:30 airtime, to see if the Trojans can advance further in the state tournament. Back to this game on the line, Ann Rivers for Platt. 5 points on the evening, connects on the first, second shot bounces off, and Kelly Biggs. Those two have to get 2 different numbers. We keep getting mixed up with them. Pulls down the rebound, and Lyman Hall moving the ball around. They've got a 20-point lead. We're nearing the 6-minute mark in the game. Biggs at the top of the key, dribbles inside, had a little bit of trouble, gives off to her backcourt mate Canavan. Nice head fake, drives the baseline, shot bounces around, no good. Marcy Zajac with the rebound, but they're going to call her for going over the back. Colleen Hacks now coming into the game, giving Zajac a bit of a rest. That's her 4th personal foul. Rick, she may have pushed herself out at 21 points at halftime. So far this half, she's pulled the old Schneid, nothing at all.
Well, Joe, I think that's all right. I think the 21 points in the first half shows what a talented player she is, and I think the offense was just revolved around some of the other girls to balance out the scoring a little bit. I was just watching Marcy Zajac as another Platt turnover occurs. I was watching her at the other end of the court. She was begging for the ball down there. She was down low on one of the big girls, and she was begging for the ball, and consequently, with the over-anxiousness, I think she went over the top for the rebound.
Karen Canavan dribbling across the timeline. Tina Gagne guarding her closely. Colleen Hacks into the game on the right, moving around to get the ball, but the pass is stolen by Yvonne Holly. Holly on the fast break has only Kelly Biggs to beat. Hits the nice underhanded layup. Yvonne Holly, 3 points on the evening, and Lyman Hall leads 56-38. Platt keeping on a half-court press. Karen Canavan takes control of the ball, and she'll break it with no trouble at all. Inside pass to Darlene Gessert, and she was fouled on the play by Lisa Sanders. That is her 3rd personal foul. Platt is over the limit. Lyman Hall will go to the line. Liz Verna 0 for 2 on the evening. On the line, she has 6 points overall. Her other front court mate, Darlene Gessert, she's got 7 field goals, 1 for 2 on the line for 15 points. First shot up and in by Darlene Gessert, giving her 16 points on the evening. Good point my color commentary man Rick Walker made there. Just the fact that Zajac ran the team the first half with 21 of their 43 points. She scores nothing the second half, and really not much offensive production lost by Lyman Hall.
That shows a good offensive game plan by Economopoulos, excuse me. He knows that there's 5 girls out there, all who can do the job. As you see a jump ball out there by Lyman Hall Platt, he knows that 5 girls out there can do the job, and not one girl is going to dominate. I love to see basketball like that.
We mentioned that before the Killingly game, mentioned to Coach Economopoulos about Tracy Liss, who averaged over 20 a game. He said one or two players can't beat a 5-player team, and he's certainly been right so far. Lyman Hall, 22 wins, 2 losses on the year. If they hold on for the win tonight, they will tie a girls' school record with their 23rd win. Ann Rivers hits the foul line jumper, giving her 7 points on the evening. Lyman Hall with an 18-point lead. Darlene Gesser receives the pass to break the press, gives it to Verna. Verna looking to Canavan, and she gets it out at the 30-foot mark. Driving on Gagne. Colleen Hacks giving the fake in the corner, but no go there at all. Yvonne Holly, good defense. So Darlene Gesser takes the turnaround, misses, fights for the offensive rebound, puts it up and in. Darlene Gesser, 19 points on the evening, and after the game, Rick and I will be interviewing Darlene and also one of the Lyman Hall captains, Marcy Zajac. After the game interviews with Zajac and Gesser. Platt basket scored by Lisa Sanders. The team's trading baskets here. Game getting a little bit sloppy and out of hand. We've got 4:05 remaining. Lyman Hall with the 18-point lead, 60-42. Marcy Zajac set to report back into the game for Lyman Hall. Colleen Hacks on the line for Lyman Hall, a 5'9" junior guard, scoreless on the evening. She'll get a chance to change all that right now as she is on the line shooting 1-1. Shot bounces in and out, rebound by Sanders, gives it up to Sue Carr. Carr dribbling to the foul line, weaves right through 3 Lyman Hall players, but missed the shot, and Colleen Hacks comes off with the rebound. Platt assistant coach Gervais Barger screaming for the travel call. At this point, I don't really know how much one call is going to make. It's an 18-point game. Liz Verna, turnaround, no good. Colleen Hacks fighting for the rebound, but it's controlled by Yvonne Holly, given off to Sue Carr. Carr dribbles, sees someone open underneath, throws an errant pass, and it's picked off by Canavan. Canavan dribbling up to the half-court mark, looking both ways, sees no one open. She's a good floor leader, holds the ball, and sets it up on offense. Liz Verna driving to the hoop, nice bounce pass to Colleen Hacks, and she was fouled.
Nice play by Colleen Hacks there, Joe. She was on the right side of the hoop. She drove baseline to get open underneath, and a nice pass by Verna. Now she'll be shooting 2.
Lisa Sanders committed the foul. That's her 4th personal foul. The senior forward for the Meriden school could be coming close to her remaining minutes of her high school career. 3:20 remaining in the game. Colleen Hacks giving herself another chance to get on the board. She'll be shooting 2. First one is up and in, and so far she is the only one of the Lyman Hall players outside of the starters that have scored. Second shot bounces off the back rim. Tina Gagne with the rebound. Gagne dribbling up. We're down to the 3:10 mark. Lyman Hall with a comfortable 19-point lead. About a minute or 2 from now, Coach Economopoulos should start clearing out that bench. Lisa Sanders, nice move, the left-handed shot up and in. That's 8 points on the evening for Sanders. Lyman Hall now up 17. We're under the 3-minute mark, 61-44. As we mentioned, next Wednesday, the semifinal game between Lyman Hall and the winner of St. Joe's versus Sacred Heart. We'll be there covering that game for Wallingford Public Library. Kelly Biggs missed her first shot, got the offensive rebound, and she was tied up on the jump. As Colleen Hacks gets a breather, Marcy Zajac replacing her. Biggs will be jumping it up with Sue Carr. As we mentioned, next Wednesday, the semifinal game, and should the luck continue after that, 1 week from this Saturday, March the 16th, 1 p.m., the Class L girls final at Central Connecticut State University. Gorgeous 4,500-seat gym, and we're sure the Lyman Hall fans will do their job about filling up their half of the court. Shot by Verna, no good. Rebound comes off to Ann Rivers, and she dishes to Sue Carr. Carr starts the fast break, gives it to Gagne. Gagne in the corner, side jump shot, off the rim, no good. A hustling Yvonne Holly puts the rebound shot up and in. And Lyman Hall now leads by 15 points. This is the lowest the lead has been since that 16-0 stretch, and you really can't say enough about this Platt team. They haven't given up at all.
No, Joe, they haven't. They are a good team. Like we both said in the earlier telecasts, if it wasn't for their slow start at the beginning, they'd be right in this ball game. A 3-on-1 break, and the lead is now cut to 13. Joe, they are a fine team, and their 17-5 record shows that. They have nothing to be ashamed of.
Tina Gagne with the basket right there, 61-48. Platt not letting Lyman Hall breathe easily at all. 1:41 remaining in the game for Gagne, 15 points on the night. Kelly Biggs hits the basket for Lyman Hall. She's got 12 points on the evening. The lead back up to 15, 63-48. Platt coach Tom Johnson set to call the timeout. We'll take a timeout. 1:28 remaining in the game. The score, Lyman Hall 63, Platt 48. We'll be back after this. Down towards the end of a quarterfinal victory for Lyman Hall, making their record 21-2. Correction, 23-2 on the year. This will be their 14th straight win. The last time they lost, that tough first setback to Shelton early in the year. Karen Canavan bumped on the play, but she bounces right back up. Well, accidental swipe taken out of there. She's a tough kid. She'll be right back up. The foul was on Yvonne Holly. That's her second personal foul. Team is over the limit. Canavan will be on the line shooting 2. 4 points on the evening, all foul shots thus far. 1:11 remaining in the game, and Lyman Hall with the 15-point lead. Off the back of the rim, shot no good. Rebound, Lisa Sanders takes it off and gives it to Yvonne Holly, who in turn gives it to Tina Gagne. Gagne looking to put the ball up, stops and pops from 20 feet, hits the back of the rim. Marcy Zajac, rebound bounces right into her hands. She gives it to Karen Canavan, and they'll let the junior guard take control of things. She dribbles to the foul line, passes to Biggs. Nice pass inside to Gessert. A little too hot to handle of a pass for Gessert, and she is tied up by Yvonne Holly. 47 seconds remaining in the game. As we mentioned, that first Shelton loss could have been good for Lyman Hall. Since then, they've ripped off 14 straight victories, avenged the Shelton loss, and got one more to boot in the Hoosie Finals. Marcy Zajac turnaround, no good. Verna with the rebound, shot blocked, but she got bumped on the play by Yvonne Holly.
So I'd be curious to know how many foul shots Lyman Hall has made compared to how many they missed. Maybe a quick check of the stats will reveal that fact here.
Lyman Hall tonight has made 19 foul shots, missed only 5, 19 for 24. That foul, Yvonne Holly, before we mentioned it was her second, it was her fourth actually. That is her 5th foul. She ends the night with 2 field goals, 1 for 4 on the line, a total of 5 points for the 5'10 junior forward. She's replaced by Jeanette Duxon. Holly also left the game with 9 rebounds. Coach Nick Economopoulos doing his turn. Here they come one by one. We'll let the applause take over. Kelly Biggs coming out of the game. Darlene Gessert coming out of the game. As we mentioned, Yvonne Holly fouling out of the game with 2 field goals, 1 for 4 on the line for 5 points. Liz Verna on the line, sinks the first foul shot. She is now 1 for 3 on the line, 7 points on the evening. Nick Economopoulos ready to take Liz Verna out. Should she make this foul shot, Karen Chuba set to report in. Second shot, up and in. Verna taken out of the game. Not one of Verna's better games. She only had 3 field goals, 2 foul shots for 8 points.
Yes, Joe, but she ended the night with 7 rebounds. She was such a dominant force underneath the boards. And of course, she let Gessert and Zajac take over the scoring on us, but a fine defensive game underneath the boards for Liz Verna.
Sue Carr's shot off the mark, ball bouncing around. Platt will retain control. 32 seconds remaining in the game. Lyman Hall with a 17-point lead. And the last of the starters, Karen Canavan, being replaced by one of the Lyman Hall captains, 5'3" senior guard Murphy Puig. As Jeanette Duxon's shot no good, Tracy Silas rips down the rebound, gives it to Murphy Puig, and she is fouled on the play. Murphy, one of the senior quad captains, doesn't see much playing time at all, but she's big in terms of the emotional lift she gives the team during practices. Lyman Hall is a tight team. In fact, the whole school is a very tight school. Both teams support each other throughout the game. Lyman Hall boys attending a lot of the girls' games, and the girls, in turn, showing up at a lot of the boys' games. Murphy Puig on the line, shooting 2. First shot bounces off the rim.
In fact, Joe, these girls in the game right now are by no means considered just fill-ins there for the regulars, because Economopoulos is going to count on many of these girls to pull off the same heroics this year.
3 shots around and out by Platt, the last of those three by Ann Rivers. We're down into the 10-second mark. Inside pass to Tracy Silas. She wants to get in the act. Shot no good. Lisa Sanders the rebound. Gives it to Jeanette Duxon, but the buzzer sounds before she can get her shot off. That's the end of tonight's quarterfinal game. Platt ends its season with a record of 17-6. Lyman Hall raises its record to 23-2. They will now move on to the semifinals against the winner of St. Joe's against Sacred Heart of Hamden. We're going to have some post-game interviews after this. We'll be back. The final score of tonight's game, Lyman Hall 65, Platt 48.
Did you know someone is killed by a drunk driver every 23 minutes?
If your ride home is drunk, ask for the car keys. You drive.
On an average weekend, 1 out of every 10 drivers is drunk.
Call a taxi. Take a bus.
70 Americans are killed in drunk driving accidents daily.
Prevent the driver from starting the car.
Half of all fatal accidents involve alcohol.
Refuse to get in the car.
26,000 Americans are killed in drunk driving accidents yearly.
If you are in the car, demand to be let out. Be firm, but don't antagonize.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Joe Kotsky back here at Cheshire High School with Rick Walker. Convincing win for Lyman Hall in the quarterfinals, 65-48 over Platt High School of Meriden. We're here talking in the post-game interview to Marcy Zajac, one of the 4 captains for the Lyman Hall Trojans. Marcy had a nice game tonight, 21 points, all in the first half. Was the offense geared to you a little bit more in the first half?
Well, our offense runs the same time, the same way each half, but the second half they started playing a boxing one on me, and they concentrated more on defending me, which left the other people on the team open, which they did all the scoring in the second half.
Rick, you have a question?
Marcy, first of all, congratulations on the win tonight. I think I'd like to know, as well as a lot of the other fans, you played phenomenally in the first half, 21 points. A lot coming from the outside with the outside shots, a lot coming inside, you know, offensive rebound and putting it right back up. What do you feel is the key to your game? Do you enjoy the outside shot, working the outside, or banging the boards inside?
Well, last year I did mostly outside shooting, and over the summer I worked on my inside game, and that helped me be a more all-around player. So it doesn't matter where I score. I enjoy playing. That's what makes a difference.
Okay, we'll let you go as you wish you good luck entering the semifinals. Before you leave, Marcy, you mentioned you had a message for someone out there.
Yeah, Dr. Stern, him and Liz and I go to him 3 days a week for therapy, and we wouldn't be playing if we didn't have him.
Dr. Stern, this one's for you. All right, Marcy Zajac, congratulations. Now, second and third in the interviewing stand, Karen Canavan, who is the sister of the world-famous lensman Jeff Canavan, and Darlene Gessert. Both had fine games tonight. Karen, you ended up the night with 4 points, but played a fine floor game. Did the press in the second half that they put out, did the press bother you at all?
No, not at all. Usually when we practiced against the guys that we scrimmage in practice, the rest of the offense clears out and I take it down. And basically I did the same thing as that tonight. I didn't find anything more difficult than usual.
It seems that when Lyman Hall is on offense, they're always looking for you to set the ball up. When they're in trouble, they dump it off to you. How has Kelly Biggs in the backcourt this year helped your game?
She's really complimented me and her. We pass back and forth if one's in trouble. The other one's always there for each other, and we work good together.
A big lead for Lyman Hall, jumping out to a 16-point lead tonight in the 17-point final margin. Also, Darlene Gessert had 19 points on the night, most of them coming inside. She had 10 in the first half. Rick, do you have a question for Darlene?
Darlene, what I would like to know is the front court was probably the most dominant tonight, as I've seen in the Lyman Hall game. Yourself, Marcy, and Liz Verna. Now, it seems to me that the scoring is balanced among the three of you. Do you have a game plan devised, sort of, to spread out the points equally, or do you three just complement each other well, where you can divide the points evenly? You know where each other's going.
Well, we change the offense around so that I usually stay inside all the time, but we switch Marcy and Liz the different quarters so that they can each get a chance to get into the rotation and take their own shots.
Quickly, before we leave, any preference as to who you'd rather play in the semis, St. Joe's or Sacred Heart?
I'm not really too familiar with Sacred Heart, so probably them. I know St. Joe's has a lot of good outside shooters that we'd have to contend with. I don't know a lot about Sacred Heart.
St. Joe's.
Going after St. Joe's, one of the only remaining undefeated teams left in the state. We thank Darlene Gessert, Karen Canavan, and Marcy Zajac for being our post-game guests. Let's quickly wrap up the scoring totals here. For Lyman Hall, Marcy Zajac, 6 field goals, 9 for 9 from the line for 21 points. Darlene Gessert, 8 baskets, 3 for 4 from the line for 19. Kelly Biggs, 5 field goals, 2 from the line for 12. 8 points for Liz Vernon, 3 baskets, 2 foul shots. Karen Canavan, 4, all from the line. Colleen Hacks, a foul shot for 1 point. 22 field goals, sizzling, 21 for 28 from the line for 65. Rick, you have the Platt totals.
Okay, Joe, Tina Gagne led all scorers for the Platt Panthers with 15 points, 1 point over a season average of 14. Sukar chipped in with 2 baskets for 4 points. Ann Rivers, 3 baskets, a foul shot for 7 points. Yvonne Holly, 2 baskets, 1 foul shot for 5 points and 9 rebounds off the boards. Lisa Sanders, 4 baskets for 8 points. And Jeanette Duxon, 3 baskets and a foul shot for 7 points. And as the first half wouldn't have indicated, Lyman Hall out-rebounded Platt the first half. But the big front court of Platt finally did come into play as they ended up out-rebounding Lyman Hall by a 23-22 count.
Well, Lyman Hall front line accounting for 48 of the 65 points. Coming into this game, they had scored 129 points in the first 2 games out of about 185. So it's on to the semifinals for Lyman Hall. Convincing victory over Platt, 65-48. We'll be on the air with the semifinal wherever it is next Wednesday night. For Rick Walker, this is Joe Kotsky, thanking our cameraman Skip and also Jeffrey Canavan and Paul Miller. This is Wallingford Public Library Television. Thank you for watching tonight's game. Once again, the final score from Cheshire High School in a quarterfinal game, a Lyman Hall Trojans 65, the Panthers of Platt High 48. Good night.
Coming up Saturday on Wbal-Tv, a telecast of the Lyman Hall women's game against St. Joseph's, taped Wednesday, March 13th. So tune in on Saturday.